Well, shifting to the more breaking news that is coming in at the moment is Congress President's son-in-law, Robert Vadra, has come out with this scathing Facebook post. If I can tell my camera person to zoom in right now and see that for how long and how much more will the government experiment on us to try and prove itself correct. Now, deposits of more than 5,000 of demonetized currency note will be allowed only once till December 30th, and that too with an explanation. It has turned financial institutions to interrogation officers. Sad to see people suffering due to whims and fancies of the government. I feel for the people and the difficulties they have been facing and are facing. Now, also, he said the Reserve Bank announces fresh deposit curbs. Deposit above 5,000 allowed only once before December 30th. Must explain why it wasn't deposited earlier. He's tweeted the Reserve Bank photograph and hitting out at the government. My colleague Moshmi joining us this morning. Moshmi, if you could take us through, first of all, this is yet another scathing attack from Robert Vadra. It's not the first time that he's raised concerns over demonetization drive.
That's right. I think Robert Vadra seems to be taking the cue from Rahul Gandhi because if you remember yesterday, Rahul Gandhi had said that it was the Prime Minister who was trying to benefit 50 of his businessmen. And Robert Vadra, what he's trying to point out is the same line that the Congress party has been taking, that this is benefiting the rich and not the poor, and it's against the poor. So clearly Robert Vadra has been quite active on Facebook. Also, he's been tweeting all the while, though he does not hold any political post in the Congress party, but coming from him, from somebody from the Gandhi family, it is politically significant, and I do think that the Congress would also now be taking the cue from Robert Vadra.
But let's break down the statement. For how long and how much more will the government experiment on us to try and prove itself correct? And then he says that demonetized currency note will be allowed only once. That deposit, that the RBI ruling that came in yesterday, that you can deposit 5,000 rupees in your bank. More than that, you'll be questioned. More than that, you'll have to explain yourself where you've got the money from till December 30th, and that too with an explanation. I think he meant to say without an explanation here. It has turned financial institutions to interrogation officers. Now, this is the point. Yes. This is the point that many people have been raising, Moshmi, that financial institutions have been turned into interrogation officers. Banks which are already reeling under pressure, there's a chaos because of cash crunch. They will now have to question, at least 2 bank officials will be there to question those who deposit more than 5,000 rupees.
That's right, Devna. You know, there has been a school of thought that is saying that the banks weren't given much time, and it's really unfair, you know, to target the banks as far as sloppy services is concerned, to villainize the banks, because there have been actions against many bank officials who've been found erring. So a school of thought from the banking sector has said that it's not fair. They are trying to do their best. But you know, what Robert Vadra has put on Facebook is more important, because it will be taken with a pinch of salt by the BJP, because the BJP has always been trying to hit on Robert Vadra. It was the Prime Minister who had raised the Damad issue in the Lok Sabha elections. So what Robert Vadra says will have ramifications in the political fraternity as well, because the BJP will take this with a pinch of salt.
All right. We try to get more reactions on the story as we go ahead. We also have Juvenile Narasimha who's joining us this morning. Mr. Rao, good morning and thank you for speaking to India today. Your first comment on Robert Vadra's Facebook post, where he has said very clearly that financial institutions are turning into interrogation offices. Sad to see people suffering due to whims and fancies of the government.
No, who is Robert Vadra? He's a private citizen. And he represents the corrupt. He represents the culture of crony capitalism in this country.
Of the poor.
To be given any importance in media, I think when he speaks for the common man, he's actually speaking for the crooks and people who actually generated black money by hundreds of thousands of crores. So I think no common man takes Robert Vadra as representing them. So his attempts to really try and speak for the common man will only mean he's speaking for a section of the corrupt, a large section of the corrupt and crony capitalists, and his views will not be taken seriously by anybody.
The point is that even if Robert Vadra is talking as a citizen of this country and highlighting the plight of the common man, there is no denying there have been many flip-flops that we've seen in the policy from the government. You had the deposit amount which was allowed earlier till December 30th, and now above 5,000 you have to give an explanation. There will be two banking officials seeking your explanation on why there has been a delay. It's people's money. They have to go to the banks. Banks are reeling under pressure. This kind of a policy, once again, raising concerns on the demonetization drive, at just about 2 weeks are left.
I know, but why do you need to have to take the cover of a corrupt Robert Vadra to ask me this question? You could have asked me this question
We've been asking this
and I would have answered it.
No, sir, we've been asking this question since yesterday, and I'm linking it up with what Robert Vadra has posted on his Facebook, and the answer I need is on the concerns that have been raised even by the common man on the ground about why such decision that is being taken just 2 weeks ahead of the demonetization drive to end.
No, I have answered this question on your show last night at 10 p.m. and I'll answer it again. But I will not answer it in the context of Robert Vadra. Okay, you can maybe
yes, sir,
next
go ahead,
bulletin,
please
call me
yes,
again.
Sir.
I'll answer it separately. I'll not answer it in the context of Robert Vadra.
Sir, but what is the answer? At least you can give us the answer about why
no, I've given it last night 10 o'clock, or you can call me after 10 minutes. I'll give it to you.
All right, sir, fair enough. We'll let you go. Thank you, Mr. Rao, for joining us on this moment. So BJP is saying that Robert Vadra does not deserve commenting at this point of time, but the concerns that have been raised are quite valid, because demonetization drive has been one of the big bold moves of the Modi government. But yesterday, when there was a notification that was issued that beyond 5,000 rupees, you cannot deposit money in your bank account without facing questions, has raised a lot of concerns. We're also getting more reactions to what the finance minister said yesterday on this issue, and what's been the other political reactions. Take a listen.
The 19th and the 30th, which is the last day, anyone who has old currency notes is not allowed to trade in them. He can only go and deposit them with the bank. If they go and deposit with the bank any amount of currency, no questions are going to be asked to them. But if they are going to go every day and deposit some currency, the same person, that gives rise to a suspicion as to where he is acquiring this currency from. In that event,
Tehseen Poonawalla also joining us at this moment. Mr. Poonawalla, your first comment on what Robert Vadra has said, hitting out at the government over the Facebook post. BJP saying that it doesn't deserve a response at all. He should first answer for the amount that he has unearthed.
Well, first let us speak about what the government has done. In less than 60 days, this is yet another rule, and rules change not every day, every hour, on what the RBI is up to and what this government is up to. Point number second, do we see the whole arbitrary situation that is coming up, that tomorrow when you go to deposit your own money into the bank, some bank official is going to ask you in an arbitrary manner where you got the money from, why you got the money from, under what law is bank officials empowered to ask you. More importantly, what if somebody turns around and tells the bank, well, I did not deposit my money early on because I believe the Prime Minister and I believe the Finance Minister who said, do not rush to deposit your money, you've got up to 30th December. These were commitments made by the Prime Minister. Every day these commitments are being broken and changed. The only person being harassed is the common man. No friend of the Prime Minister has stood in the line. No friend of the Prime Minister is changing money. We now see something that is going on. Bank managers are indulging in brokerage and at 20-30% exchanging old money for new money. Only the common person is suffering. And if Mr. Vadra or anybody has raised the point, does democracy not allow Indian citizens to raise a point, question the government? How is the government changing the goalposts? The government needs to answer rules that it keeps changing rather than diverting to other points.
All right, Mr. Poonawalla, point taken there. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's take our viewers through what's been the flip-flop so far from the government over the many policy announcements that have come in post the demonetization drive announcement on November 8th. And it's regards to the ATM withdrawal limits that have been changed.